And we welcome you back inside the Jerry McCrory Countryside Arena for the fourth and final time of for day one of the NOJHL Showcase. As we got a doozy of a matchup for you here. The defending champs, the Timmins Rock, taking on the Greater Sudbury Cubs here in a game in which Sudbury is considered the away team, even though the game is in Sudbury. As we're underway here from the Countryside Arena. I'm Courtney Kenny, he's Harrison Clements in this one. As the puck's quickly into the Sudbury zone. Sudbury in their road whites are going left to right this period. And Timmins in their home maroons are going right to left. And we're going to quickly get a nice and call here. 22 seconds into this matchup on this one.
Well, maybe for Sudbury it's advantageous to be the away team because so far on this pad today, every single away team has won. And every single team that has won by at least 5.
Well, the last meeting between these two teams was a 5-2 victory for the Cubs earlier this season on September 8th. So that might prove to continue to be the way as Timmins on the attack here quickly with a good chance there, but it's into the corner. Sudbury kicks it back around. Nate Lazarus, the defenseman who was out there touching the puck, sends it right down to the blue line. Timmins keeping it in, though. And now it's Cadio Frederet, the captain of the Timmins Rock, going for a bit of a skate. Gets it up to Ring. Ring flipping it in. McCharles tried to catch it. And now it's to Hudson Chitteroni. Chitteroni to McCharles. The Sudbury Wolves connection of those two players. Both taken by the Wolves in different drafts. As Ines pinches but loses it to Wells. Wells coming in. Tries to get around his man. Good play there by Martin, keeping him to the outside and negating a scoring opportunity. Wells very fast and very dangerous for this Timmins Rock team. Powassan Voodoo's fans got to see that up close and personal in the East Division Finals last year, in which Timmins took down Powassan 4 straight on their way to winning in the finals against the Sioux Thunderbirds. Harris with the puck. Skates around behind his net. Quickly up the ice. That pass couldn't connect. And now we'll see if it has the legs for icing. It doesn't as Trottier sends it behind his net to Cadio Frederet. My bad. Puck going in. Takes a bounce by Medivier's net. Near side wall there. Lots of battling for possession. And it comes away to Harris. Harris quickly cross ice as the Cubs are on the attack. Takes a long shot. Couldn't find his man with that one. And now Newton, the former North Bay Trapper, goes after it. Shanks with possession. Shanks in the near side corner with Newton coming in for support. Cubs playing with a shortened bench here as well. They only have 3 full lines and 1 extra forward after that. Timmins playing with a full lineup. Goes round to Kevion.
And so far, Sudbury not really having any sustained zone pressure. Timmins with all the advantage to start in the first 3 minutes here. So far, Sudbury looking to capitalize off of this offensive zone draw, the first of this game in the Timmins zone. Sudbury will win the draw.
And it's back into the Timmins zone, knocked back around. We'll talk about goaltenders here, your starting pair, in just a moment. As the puck to the blue line, but Cubs couldn't get it very far. Heartbreak on pad 1 today as well, as Powassan was leading 4-2 in the third period and then lost that game 5-4 to the Sioux Thunderbirds with 2.5 seconds left. Walker with the puck. That was the last game I got to do while you guys were over here keeping things covered on our side. Up the ice. Almost given away to Shanks. Shanks trying to turn things around. With the puck in deep. Couldn't. As now it's on the near side wall. Armitage gets it down the ice. Hines chasing after it. That's going to go for icing, and as promised, we'll talk about our starting goaltenders in this one. We have Noah Metivier in net for the Sudbury Cubs. He's off to a good start. 5 games played, 4 wins, 0 losses, 2.69 goals against average, and a .917 save percentage. He's coming off 2 years of .920 or better save percentages in this league. 1 season with the Sioux Thunderbirds and another with the Cubs. Patrick Boivin getting the start in net for the Timmins Rock. 7 games played, 2 wins, 3 losses, 4.00 goals against average, and an .853 save percentage as well. So both goalies here certainly know how to stop the puck as Sudbury goes back in. Good chance there. And it missed the net. That was Cohan missing the net on the one-time chance. Hauser tries to get the puck up the ice. And now Cohan battling for it. Behind the net, Sudbury trying to gain some sustained zone pressure, but Timmins not giving them any room to breathe in this one. Walker battling for it as well. As now Timmins gets away with it again. Craven flipping it back in. That might have been offside, but no call there. Walker continues on his way. Walker trying to walk right in. Had the puck knocked away from him, though, but he was able to get it back in the corner before passing it out front to nobody in particular.
Minimal shots on net so far here. 1 in favor of the Rock are the only ones counted.
Metivier out from behind his net. Leaving it there for his Cubs teammate. Hudson Chitteroni, the standout with the Sioux Junior Greyhounds last year, who ended up falling to the AAA U18 Trappers in the Great North U18 League. Shanks trying to get the puck in deep. Craven came in trying to muscle his way in. Wells now on a 2-on-1. Good stick there. Knocked aside by Nolan Newton rather. As now it's Kevion with it. Kevion tried his centering pass. That one hit a stick and went up into Timmins' bench and out of play.
Not a lot of whistles so far here in the first period. Lots of back and forth play, but Timmins mostly seeming to be setting the pace. Sudbury with a couple of odd chances here and there, but so far no real winners. 1-0 are still the shots halfway through this first period.
Indeed, a little bit of a slower start. Both teams are playing each other to try and suffocate them, it feels like, here early in the first. Delayed offside against Timmins means Sudbury is going to have a chance to pick up the puck. Comes across to LaCroix. LaCroix. Sharp angled, tries to kick the puck away. Leaving it, pushes it back in. Boivin had to be sharp on that one as it just barely came across his net. And now Timmins back on the rush. Going across to Lowe. Lowe taken hard into the boards by Kevion. Now it's left for his man as it's sent up the ice, but not out of the Sudbury zone. Lazarus battling for the puck along with Timmins. Timmins trying to push their way through as both teams not giving each other any inches so far on the ice. You can tell how Timmins, even though they've had a bit of a slower start, were able to win an NOJHL championship last year, and Sudbury finishing top in the West in the regular season. Walker flips it back in. Charles chasing after it as it gets tied up with the referee behind the net in the near side corner. Now up the ice, Timmins back on the attack, gains the zone. Clark walks in, tries to get the 2-on-1, and that's a good chance there. The first of the evening for Timmins, but Metivier bailing out his teammates there. My goodness, the first grade A chance goes to Ring of the Rock.
A mini 2-on-1 there, but really good play from Metivier. had lots of time to see that play incoming and read the puck perfectly.
On the far side wall now, the Cubs trying to get the puck out. It's Ring. Back to Clark. Clark, his shot, hit a stick and went over the net. Ring left it behind for Romanuk. Now back to Gallagher. Gallagher to Poole. Loses it. Now Martin going the other way. Martin, the defenseman leading the rush, flips it in, chases after it. Gallagher tries to knock him off this puck. Now it's down to Armitage. Armitage going in 1-on-2. Stops up, looking for reinforcements. Flips it cross ice, finds his man. And the puck to the near side now to Trottier. Trottier back to Cadio Frederick. Does a couple of chances, turned away by Metivier. Delayed penalty coming here now. With 11:11 left in this first period, we'll see our first man advantage.
And what a beautiful play from Armitage there. He gets deep into the zone. All the Sudbury players collapse on him, give them the space for Timmins players in order to fill up the zone, get set up, and get a couple of really good shot opportunities off of that. Really heads-up play from him.
Oliver Smith will be the one going to the box. So Timmins will find themselves on the man advantage here. About halfway through this first period. So we get set up for a face-off on the glove hand side of Metivier. It's one back for Timmins. Cadio Frederick with the puck. It's in deep for Wells. Taken to the near side, kept in very briefly by Cadio Frederick. As now Timmins tries to regain the zone. Clark in, flips it around the end wall for Ring. Ring back to the point for Cadio Frederick. Cross ice, Clark with the shot, turned aside, or maybe it hit a body in front. Might never have gotten to Metivier. Out to play the puck, Patrick Boivin. The 03 birth year netminder. Up for Lowe. Lowe tries to muscle his way into the Cubs zone to McCharles. McCharles now, his teammate trying to clear it. And the Cubs can. This is kept in by Gallagher. Gallagher with the shot, nearly tipped on net by Russell. Metivier got a piece of that too and kicked it aside. Back to Gallagher. Gallagher cross ice. Shot again, high and over the net. As Timmins putting on all this pressure now with 48 seconds left on their man advantage. Puck flipped down the ice. 40 seconds to go. Timmins starting to pull away 5-1 in shots. However, you can attribute some of that to the man advantage, and now it looks like Timmins will be going for a icing call here on their man advantage as they got their wires crossed on a pass and it never really connected.
As you said, Timmins starting to go up on the board with more shots, but Sudbury did a really good job of getting in the way of even more of those, sticking to that solid box formation, cutting off all the passing lanes and blocking a few shots along the way so they don't even get to their tender.
Puck behind the Timmins net, left. Gallagher decides to go for a skate, gets it up ice for his man, flipped in. Left for MacArthur, who left it for Gallagher. Gallagher somehow kept that puck in. Looking every bit like a baseball player. The Blue Jays could use one of those right now as they're down 3-1 in their game. As now we're back to 5-on-5 hockey. Gallagher. Cadio Frederick on this side. Puck knocked away from Romanuk. And now Smith chasing after the puck in the Timmins zone. Poole gets to it. Poole for the rock, flips it up the ice. And down goes Timmins. Timmins, Clark goes for a skate behind the net. Drops off, takes the shot. Metivier square to the shooter. Gets down in the butterfly and stops that. And that'll take us to our mid-period timeout here at the Jerry McCrory Countryside Arena for this fourth and final game of day one of the NOJHL Showcase.
Something we really like to talk about here during the break is the NOJHL and Canadian Mental Health Association are proud to partner on Talk Today, a mental health program that provides education and support to athletes and raises mental health awareness in the community. To learn more, please visit CMHA Sudbury/Manitoulin at 111 Elm Street, Sudbury, or go to talktoday.ca. That is talktoday.ca.
And while you're down on Elm Street, downtown Sudbury, might as well check out Imagine Cinemas while you're down there. It's a nice little place. It's a lazy boy and everything. You get to sit back and really enjoy a movie in a nice smaller little section. It's right downtown Sudbury, so that's exactly where Elm Street is.
That's kind of the nice thing about being in Sudbury compared to North Bay. It's big enough to have things that might be considered hidden gems.
It is certainly one of those things. I spent, this summer I had the privilege of going to see the Barbie movie one night, and then the next day I spent it back-to-back by myself going to see the new Mission Impossible and Oppenheimer back-to-back. It was a very good day. Helped spawn what may be potentially our new podcast show, thanks to somebody over here calling me out on Twitter. Newton with the puck in his own zone. Gets it down the ice, and now Smith in alone. Back to the point for Ines. Ines chasing after the puck now, been to his own zone after Clark. Harris gets it to Shanks. Shanks trying to skate in 1-on-2. Knocked off his stick. Harris flips it back in. Puck on the end board. Turned back around on the near side wall. Clark picking it up. Skates back around behind his net. Stops up, tries to send it down the ice, and Timmins will get to it. Ring takes the shot. That one hits a body and is turned away. Now it's Smith on the counterattack. Smith with Newton. Couldn't get his way around his man the clean way, but eventually did. Looked out front, couldn't get the one time a chance. Now it's to Hauser. In deep for Walker. Walker left it for Newton, got it back. Now it's up the ice and flipped out into the bench of Sudbury, or of Timmins. So we'll get another stoppage here with 7:25 left here in this first period. Shots on goal 6-1 in favor of the Rock.
The main advantage I'd have to give right now is to the Timmins Rock. While offensive zone time has been split pretty evenly, Timmins has been much more effective at making space for their chances, and hopefully Sudbury is able to make a bit more space while they're in this zone.
Craven sends it in deep. They tried to flip it around. It was Zachary Secord. And now MacArthur tried to get into Sudbury's zone. He did, but quickly it's back to Secord on his own blue line. Down the ice now for Russell. Russell chasing after it. And it's flipped into Medivier. Medivier going to stop that puck. And he's going to get a stoppage in play here. 6:56 now left in this first period.
Timmins now with a really good opportunity. They've gotten a few feeler shots out there. They're getting the offensive zone draw. They're going for that really high D-man setup. Probably trying to bounce something in quick and low off the pads, maybe grab a rebound.
Russell back to the point for Cadio Frederick. Puck in deep now for Wells. Wells looking for an option, but his speed, even though he lost the puck, made it possible for him to recover it before Sudbury could have an odd man rush. MacArthur goes cross ice. His pass all the way back to his goaltender Boivin. Gallagher out to play it. Couldn't get it too far, but now it's down into Sudbury's end anyways with Kevion after it. Kevion plays it behind his net. That's going to go for Lazarus. Lazarus left it for his man, and now it's up the ice. That's Harris with it. Got it down for Cohan. Around the far side wall for MacArthur. Leaving it for a teammate. Stopped up by Sudbury. Delayed offside means Timmins is able to pick the puck back up cleanly. Carry it down the ice. Ines to Martin. Martin slowing things down in his own zone. Gets it back to Ines. Ines up for Cohan. Cohan nearly lost the puck, but got it to Martin anyways. Now it's Ines going cross ice. Ines flips it down for Smith. Back in for Shanks. Gallagher with it. Out front. Smith looks at his stick in disgust as he didn't get all of it on that one. And it's kicked aside by Boivin. Near side wall now, Ines. Flipping it down for Smith. Smith picks it up. Gets it to the neutral zone for Shanks. Quickly over for Newton. Newton on the attack. Goes to the outside. Takes a sharp angle shot. He scores! Nolan Newton from a tight angle.
Feel like last weekend we saw, or a couple days ago, we saw a shot similar to that in Sudbury, but not in their favor. And that was a really good effort by him. Pushes up with speed and takes an unexpected shot from a really sharp angle. Second shot on net of the game so far for Sudbury, and puts them up 1-0 in a must-score moment, because you want to set the pace early, especially when you've been forced back in your own zone so much.
Nolan Newton's 9th of the season in just 8 games played gives Sudbury the 1-0 lead, and now we'll have to see if momentum shifts solely to the Cubs, as one could argue that the Rock had most of the momentum in that early portion, early half, early 3 quarters of that period. Beard back to the point. Had the puck knocked off his stick. Now it's Hauser with it. Up for McCharles. McCharles to Harris. Harris looked for Chitteroni. He was going off for a change. Now it's back to Craven. Craven in his own zone. Up for Harris. Harris back to McCharles. McCharles walking in, looks for his man on the trailer. And the puck is sent down the ice and hits a stanchion up above. And that's deemed out of play. You can't do that.
You got to flick that puck pretty high to hit the ceiling here.
Unlike this Powassan Sportsplex.
Oh, yeah, that's lift it 10 feet and you're done. But no, it's looking good so far. Both teams still looking confident. It could still be anyone's game despite the goal.
7-2 the shots in favor of the Rock as of right now. Looked a little bit offside there. Clark with the puck. As I heard the horn go for a quick second, or the buzzer. And now the puck's going to go down the ice for icing. Trache will win the race, so an offensive zone draw here for Timmins.
So far, the Rock have had the majority of chances, as we've talked about here. Clark had a really good opportunity right before the buzzer, the mid-period buzzer, wrapping around, making space for himself. And the Rock really need to capitalize on that speed and that physicality that allows them to get such chances.
Lazarus lost it to Ring. Ring kept it in briefly. And now it's down the ice for Cohan. Cohan trying to get around Trache. Finally does, but the puck is now stuck up against the boards on the near side. Lazarus going over for Smith on the far side. Smith behind the net now for Cohan. Cohan goes behind the net. Now it's back to Lazarus. Lazarus with a shot on net. Tipped to the last second. Boivin didn't see it until it was almost too late. Now it goes cross ice for Lazarus. Lazarus in deep for Smith. Smith behind the net. Flips it around for Ines. Ines flips it back in on net. And Boivin's going to get that one and cover it up with 16:59 left here, or gone in this first period. It's 1-0 Sudbury.
And Boivin saw that one all the way. And that may have been a play. Put out a feeler shot, see what you can do. At the very least, you have the offensive zone draw.
3 minutes left here before the first intermission. Ines with the puck down for Wells. And now it's back for Ines. Ines flipping it back into Timmins territory. Boivin out to play behind the net. Now that's a big hit there, leveled by Smith. He leveled that on Elijah Poole. Newton now in quickly, and another chance. And that Shanks off the pass from Newton. That was all caused by a nice big hit by Smith to knock Poole off the puck. And quickly, it's 2-0 Sudbury.
What a great play there. Playing the body in the boards. Puck squirts loose. The heads up, drop pass. Just connection, great communication on what they want their plays to be. They know where each other on the ice, great chemistry, and that's why they have 2 goals in 4 shots in this first period here.
Cameron Shank's 3rd of the season, his 13th overall point as well. So he's off to a great start for the Cubs. McCharles keeping the puck in deep. The Cubs have certainly kept the pressure up since that first goal. It just hasn't resulted in a lot of pucks on net yet, but when it has gone on net, well, they're batting 500 right now, 50%. Has another chance as McCharles tried to shovel it in from beside the net. Couldn't get that one past Boyven. And we'll get another stoppage here with 2:06 left in this first period.
The momentum's definitely shifted. It was a slow and gradual shift throughout the period. It wasn't very drastic, but within these past 5 to 7 minutes, it's felt all Sudbury. And when you're going up 2-0 so far, it's hard not to feel that way.
Hines with the shot over Boyven's net. Now behind the net is Walker. Walker just tried to pin the puck along the end wall. And now coming away with that, he is Clark. Clark stopping up, tries to get around his man. Does flip it down the ice, but it doesn't get very far, as now it's back to Rock territory. Trache looking for Clark. That was out of his reach, but Clark does eventually pick it up. Now it's to Ring. Ring walking in. Tries to get around his man. He does, but he's not in a position to shoot. Back to Cato Frederet. Flip behind the net. Hines coming after it, but Timmins picks it back up and continues the pressure. Shot on goal into the near side corner as it hit a body. And Clark walks out. This is Cadio Frederet. Cadio Frederet with the shot turned away by Medivier. Now another chance here for Timmins, as they would have had a wide open front of the net as Martin had gone to pick up his stick. Boyvan plays it behind his net. That's Chase Longhurst that picked it up. Going the other way now, Jaden Lyons. Armitage flipping it in on net. Lyons tried to pick it up off the end wall. Skated by it. Now it's back to Poole. Poole getting in deep, not for very long though, as Shanks going the other way. Shanks tries to get around his man. He does. And he takes a shot. Boyvan stops it. And then the puck laid there, but the referee didn't see it, so he blew the whistle. And maybe that's a good thing for Timmins, as Sudbury was buzzing.
You have to get lucky at some point, whether it's a save or a goal. You'll take what you can get when you start off a game like this. And unfortunately for the Rock, they could use everything they can get right now.
25.8 seconds on the clock. It's 2-0 for Sudbury. But they trail in the shot category 8-6. Newton lost the draw. Timmins picks it up. Timmins flipping it down the ice. And that one's knocked aside by the defenseman, Craven. Now it's into Sudbury territory. Cubs battling for possession on the far side wall along with Timmins. The referee is going to blow it as they don't really have a choice. It's the end of the period. And after the first 20 minutes of play, Timmins finds himself in a 2-0 hole as the Rock will head into the break looking to turn things around, trailing 8-6. Harrison, final thoughts on the period before we sign off for the intermission.
Timmins started off really hot, seemed to have all the momentum in their hands, but Sudbury stayed confident, stayed calm, and played to their strengths, and that's the reason that they are leading right now.
Indeed it is, as we'll go to the intermission here, and we'll be back on the other side of this with Sudbury up 2-0. And we welcome you back inside the Jerry McCory Countryside Arena here in Greater Sudbury. The Greater Sudbury Cubs are up 2-0 over the Timmins Rock after 20 minutes of play. I'm Courtney Kenny. He's Harrison Clements for our fourth and final game of day one of the NOJHL Showcase. Always a good time here as the two teams are getting ready to go.
Sudbury going up 2 goals on their first 4 shots in the first period there. Timmins started off with all the momentum, but very quickly, of a nice sharp angle shot, Sudbury swung it back in their favor.
Well, in this period, Timmins will be going in their home maroons, will be going left to right. Sudbury in their road whites. Yes, they're playing a road game in Sudbury. They're going right to left, as there's a glove on the ice of a Sudbury player early already. Now the puck down the ice. Ring chasing after it with Kevion. That'll go for icing. And because Toronto sports is cursed, the Toronto Blue Jays have lost 3-1 in their opening game against the Minnesota Twins today. Guess what? Minnesota has halted an 18-game postseason losing streak, the longest in 4 major pro sports, with win versus Toronto. Because that is what being a Toronto sports fan is like, and I hate the Blue Jays.
That's an absolute shame.
The Jays have yet to win a playoff game with Vlad Guerrero Jr. and Bo Bichette on the roster.
That's a bigger shame.
Yep. Almost would have rather have them missed the playoffs, to be honest with you, with how they played this year. But we have a hockey game that aren't playoffs, so there is tomorrow for these two teams. And if the Blue Jays lose tomorrow, then there's no tomorrow.
Well, there's one team in blue and white doing well tonight, and that is the Sudbury Cubs so far.
Yes, indeed. Kept in by Timmins. And it'll be a slashing call coming Timmins' way, as the stick was nearly knocked out of the hands of Hudson Martin. And that has drawn a penalty, as Ring will be going into the box for slashing.
Second penalty of the game here. Sudbury looking to extend their lead early here in the second. If they can do it with what looks so easily on 5-on-5, sure 5-on-4 will most certainly be in their favor.
Hines at the point. Goes cross ice to McCharles. Sudbury has one of the top rated power plays in the league as well. Takes the shot. That one missed the net. Smith plays it on the near side. Goes back to Hines to Smith. Smith cross ice to McCharles. He lined up for the shot. And that one instead was fanned on and down the ice from Medivier. 30 seconds gone on the man advantage already. Puck down the ice for Newton. Newton, who has a goal in this one. Gates in to the front, takes the shot. And that good kick save there by Boivin. Back to Smith. Smith takes the sharp angle shot, blocked away by Boivin. Timmins gets the puck, sends it down the ice. Medivier leaving it for Hines. Hines waiting for his team to get set up in front of him. A minute left on the man advantage. Hines to the blue line. Gets it in for Shanks. Shanks skates around the perimeter. Goes cross ice now. Quickly back to this side for Hauser. Hauser spinning around. Gets it back to Hauser. Hauser looking for an option in the middle of the ice. Can't find one. Goes behind the ice. Or goes behind the net to Chitteroni. Chitteroni walks up front, takes a shot, blocked by the Rock. And now, puck back to the point. Hauser just takes a shot, looking for a tip by Shanks, turned aside by Boivin. And now the puck's sitting there, and the Cubs still can't find it home. Gallagher with the puck, tries to clear it, he does. And with 5 seconds left on the man advantage and the puck down in Sudbury's zone, that will mean Sudbury's 0 for 1 on their man advantage here this evening. Flip back out by Timmins. Now Hauser with it, flips it right back into Timmins territory. Boivin out to play it. Gives it Cadio Frederick. His clearing attempt blocked by the Cubs. And having all sorts of trouble trying to pick up a stick was Cohan. But now it's gone the other way, and another penalty here coming. It'll be delayed, I believe, is against Sudbury, and indeed it will be. So 16:30 into the second period, and we've seen our second penalty of this period, and it'll be going against the Cubs.
I believe this is Timmins' second power play of this game. First one unsuccessful, but it's still early in the second period. Still got lots of shots on net so far. You're playing well. You haven't done anything particularly wrong. This is the chance that you get in order to claw back this lead.
It is indeed their second chance. Oliver Smith went off for hooking in the first period. Puck goes wide of the net. Now it's Ryan Rubrick, who finds himself in penalty trouble now in the second period. Clark goes cross ice to Ring. Hooking is the call against Rubrick as well. Shanks gets the puck, sends it down the ice, although it hit somebody unexpectedly in the Sudbury bench. And so that's out of play. Also, your goal scorers from that period. Nolan Newton got his 9th of the season, assisted by Oliver Smith and Cameron Shanks. And then Cameron Shanks got his 3rd of the season, assisted by Nolan Newton and Oliver Smith, to give the Cubs a 2-0 lead.
Nolan Newton all over that scoreboard so far.
Same with Cameron Shanks.
Absolutely.
Cadio Frederick takes the shot. McCharles blocked that. Now the puck goes around the end wall. Ring picking it up. Taken down and off the puck, and now going the other way is Smith. Makeshift 2-on-1 if they have a chance here. Smith's pass blocked aside by Cadio Frederick. Good defensive effort by the captain of the Rock. Clark gets it, can't get past McCharles as Cadio Frederick picks it up again in his own zone. And now Russell flipping it into Cubs territory. Metivier out to play the puck. Couldn't get it to anyone in particular, but McCharles eventually does pick it up. And now the puck down into Timmins territory for Smith. Not much pressure being generated by Timmins here with the man advantage, which has 30 seconds left. Sudbury once again able to send it down the length of the ice. And Gallagher gets to it. Gallagher skating around with some speed to Beard. Beard flipping it back in. Metivier out to play it. Flips it out. Beard keeps it in. And now Low got it back to Gallagher, who took a shot. 4 seconds left on the man advantage. Still 2-0. Sudbury leads.
Very scattered power play so far from the Timmins Rock. They had a couple of early chances there. Got a couple basic shots on net, but nothing sustained. Sudbury was able to take it out of the zone fairly effectively and push a counter-attack of their own while down a man.
Lions in for the draw on the far side. On the blocker hand side of Metivier. Lazarus down the ice now for Chitteroni. Chitteroni gains the zone. Signed to the Sudbury Wolves after being drafted this past year. But plying his trade with the Greater Sudbury Cubs. And now there'll be a penalty coming up against Sudbury once again. Feels like they just got off the penalty kill. Now they're going right back to it. As penalty trouble creeping up here in this second period.
So far hasn't proved to be an issue for them to deal with so far. Their penalty kill has looked quite effective. Nothing really doing on the Timmins power plays. Not saying Timmins doesn't have the capacity for it. They definitely have all the weapons they need to put something together. It's just a matter of fitting the puzzle.
2 minutes on the board to Cole Kevion, who's in the box for 2 minutes or less. 14 minutes here left in the second period. Puck on the near side wall here in the Sudbury zone. Couple of bodies flying around. That's just back to the captain, Cadio Frederick, who goes cross ice quickly for Clark. Clark rubbed off the wall to McCharles, but he picks up the loose puck again. Clark walking in, finds Ring. Ring with a well wide shot. Missed the net. Now back behind the net. Back to Clark. Clark back to the captain. Captain over to Ring. Ring got it back behind the net. Now it's to Clark. Clark throwing it back in. Russell tried to get in tight. Couldn't. Back to Clark. Clark to the point for Cadio Frederick, who lets a shot go, and it's gloved down by Medivier.
Sudbury's been so good on their penalty kill. Just absolutely smothering players along the boards, taking out those passing lanes, making sure that you're going to be uncomfortable the entire time that you have possession. And I'm sure that felt like a long 55 seconds to be on the power play and not get anything really effective done for the Rock.
Back in action now. Puck bouncing in front of Medivier's crease. But Timmins couldn't corral that one home. Back to MacArthur. MacArthur cross ice to Gallagher. Now in deep. Timmins looking for some options. Goes cross ice. Good chance there for MacArthur. But an even better block there by Walker. Gallagher. Now it's in deep again. MacArthur with it. Walks the line. Takes a shot. It was tipped by Beard just wide of the net. He would have had Medivier beat. Ring has now a big hit in the corner. They're leveled by Beard. Oh my goodness. Gallagher. Back to Beard. Beard with the shot. And that one came out quickly, but the referees blew that one down rather quickly as well. So, this Timmins power play looking a lot better the second go-around.
Two big saves there by Sudbury's penalty kill unit. One where Medivier was out of position and was able to, knock a stick on it with a wide open cage, and then again there from the captain, blocking the shot and deflecting it into the corner. Really good stuff from the PK unit.
Timmins with possession again, gets it back to Poole. Poole cross ice to Cadio Frederick, back to Poole. We're back to 5-on-5. Another shot on net. Medivier turns that one aside. Poole in deep, takes a hit from Harris. And now it's back to Cadio Frederick, who takes another shot. Medivier in the butterfly goes down and covers that one up. And we'll get another stoppage here. 13-9, the shots in favor of the Timmins Rock. But Sudbury leads where it counts, 2-0.
Medivier looking so solid. Every save so far has looked fairly similar because he's so square to the puck. He's not making any mistake of where he is or his positioning.
Newton going down the other way now as Sudbury tries to get some offense going after they've been in the box twice in a row. But they pass it right out of the zone. And now it's Martin going the other way. Near side. Puck is stuck along the half wall. Gets back to Martin at the point. Martin flips it right back in. Harris walking in. Flipped it on net. Boyvan turns that one aside. And now down the ice it'll be for Martin. Martin. Over for Harris. Harris. Leaves it for Newton. Newton. Twisting and turning. Gets it up the ice quickly for Chitteroni. Chitteroni leaves it for Hauser. Hauser for Chitteroni. Chitteroni got in his skates. Couldn't get any shot away. Now the puck is in the near side corner. Newton. His pass back to the point. No one was there. So the puck down into Sudbury's territory again. Hauser. Up for Lazarus. Or Craven rather. But now MacArthur gets it. Takes the shot. I don't think Medivier saw that one until he heard it hit the boards behind him. Near side wall for Secord. Takes the shot. And that one's turned aside by Medivier once again. 10:31 left in the second period.
Medivier just caught a piece of that with his one pad. Deflected just wide into the boards. And that's again a testament to his positioning, that even when he doesn't see the puck, he's in the right spot at the right time in order to make that save.
Lazarus behind his net. Goes around to Walker. Walker down the ice. Chasing after the puck. And it's just going to roll in on Boivin, so we're going to get another stoppage here as the goaltender covers it up.
And overall, Boivin has looked pretty good for the shots he has faced. a tight angle shot like that to start off is sometimes those just go in. You can be right up against the post and they can find a tiny gap. But since those 2 goals, he's been in position, he's been quick, and he's been on time for every other save.
LaCroix going for a skate in the Timmins zone. Tried to push the puck on net. Beard got to it, though, before he's taken down. Now Longhurst tried to get it out of his zone to Beard. Down the ice. Reinhardt, and now Sudbury going the other way. Cohan lost it. Another chance. Beard knocked off the puck. Timmins walking in, tries to take a shot. Another chance from the point, turned aside both times by shot blockers. Sudbury once again with possession. Cohan down the ice as LaCroix blew a tire as he was about to pick up the puck. And now the puck is by the Timmins bench and just stuck there, going back and forth between the 2 teams. Cadio Frederet with the puck. Going cross ice. Zachary Secord with it. And the puck's now down deep behind the net in the Sudbury zone. Kevion. Behind the net to Lazarus. Lazarus trying to get the puck out front. Once again, stopped up by the Rock. Walker going the other way. Couldn't get around Clark. Clark trying to muscle it right back into Sudbury territory. Loses it to Walker. Kevion down the ice. Romanuk kicked it right back into Sudbury territory, but the delayed offside meant Sudbury could hold on to the puck as Timmins couldn't chase after it. Down the ice now. Boivin out to play the puck behind his net. It's up for Ring. Ring on the far side wall. Hit hard into the boards by Walker. And now Sudbury has to in the neutral zone. Martin chasing it back into his own zone, but it's up for Chitteroni. Chitteroni over for McCharles. McCharles takes the shot, looking for the tip for Chitteroni, but it just went through his legs. Near side. That's Shanks. Leaving it back. And it goes out of the zone. So Martin will have to chase after it. 12 minutes gone here in the second period. 8 minutes left. McCharles with it. 2-0 Sudbury leads. Shanks chasing after it once again, but it's to Martin. Martin to Shanks. Shanks tried to stick handle his way past Boivin. Couldn't get the shot away. And now going the other way is Lyons as he's taken down. Now Martin up the ice looking for Smith. Smith did get a stick on it and it's knocked into the Rock zone. Now Smith has it behind the net. Smith walking around trying to get past Newton. And now he can't. So Timmins is going the other way, but that's deemed offside. Now we'll get some more rough stuff after the whistle as well. With another stoppage here with 7:22 left in the second period.
Shots still remaining fairly low overall, 14-13, 13 being Sudbury. And I think a lot of the reason for that is because both teams have started really getting in front of the puck, getting in front of those shooting lanes, making sure that their goaltender doesn't even have to deal with it. It's been effective, especially for Sudbury. And more recently, Timmins has been putting forward the effort in order to make sure that the load is lightened a little bit for their goaltender.
We've also reached our mid-period break here on the front line as well. So, with 7:22 left, we'll take a quick break. Well, not take a quick break, but the action will take a quick break here as Harrison has some words for you.
I'd like to again talk about the Canadian Mental Health Association, Sudbury Manitoulin. It's a community-based mental health and addictions care organization that provides a wide range of supports and services to Greater Sudbury and the surrounding region. To learn more, please visit CMHA Sudbury Manitoulin at 111 Elm Street, Sudbury, or go to sm.cmha.ca. That's sm.cmha.ca.
Mental health, very important in today's society, as people have taken more of an active role in that than they have in years past. Smith, as we're back underway, has the puck in the offensive zone. This is now in deep once again. Sudbury trying to get some chances here in Timmins' territory. Piece of equipment down on the ice in the corner in Timmins' zone now. Poole with it. Up to Armitage. Armitage in Sudbury territory takes the shot. Metavier with the save. So we'll get another stoppage here as Metavier stopping everything coming his way so far, and some of them have been some grade A chances as well.
Absolutely. He's getting across in time. His lateral movement looks very good. He's keeping his eyes on the puck, keeping his eyes on the water, maintaining his focus, and not missing a single beat here in the second.
Noah Metavier, big acquisition for the Cubs midway through the season last year, bringing him back to the NOJHL after he had left. Played with the Sioux Thunderbirds before that. Timmins trying to muscle their way to the front of the net. But it's back to the point for Secord, who gets a shot off on Metavier. Turned aside. Going the other way now. Here's a breakaway for the Cubs. Takes the shot. Boyvan with the stop. That was Noah Cohan who had the breakaway. Again, something that came from out of basically nothing on that one. So he was able to find his way in behind the Rock defense. LaCroix battling for it. Now it's Benjamin Harris that got to it. Trying to flip it on net, looking for Cohan, but Timmins going the other way. Stopping up was Cohan. Cohan shoveling across ice for Kevion. Kevion trying to flip it out. Chitteroni. Chitteroni down the ice. Stops up. Try to get around his man. He does find the puck in the near side corner before he makes a couple of moves to gain some more zone time. To McCharles. McCharles behind the net now. Thrown back out in front of the net by Walker. And the puck goes down the ice for icing here against the Timmins Rock.
With that breakaway chance, there's something I want to talk about, is that both teams' passing has looked absolutely incredible this game. Everything, for the most part, seems to be connecting, creating opportunities, creating the space that they both so needed throughout these first two frames. And with that backhand pass, giving such a great chance like that out of nowhere.
There's another goal right there with Ines off the faceoff. Stepped right into one, took the slap shot, and put it past Boyvan. 3-0 Cubs.
Speaking of out of nowhere, just absolutely gets that quick draw, one time right off of it, and this is a 3-0 game. No passing really needed there. Just winning a clean face-off, getting the puck immediately, and increasing your lead. Shots 16-15 in favor of Timmins, but 3-0 on the board for the Cubs.
Chris Ines is second of the season, the former Timmins Rock. He's played a whole 4 games for them. He also played 9 games for the Cochrane Crunch too before finding his way to the Sudbury Cubs for the parts of past 2 seasons before this year. As he stepped into that one. And now we're going to get a penalty here for what looks like cross-checking for Chitteroni. But Sudbury is up 3-0 here with 5 minutes left in this period.
And their penalty kills look so darn good this entire game. Just mitigating chances, getting in front of pucks, clearing the zone effectively. There's not much to dislike about Sudbury's penalty kill.
Not at all. 2 minutes on the board against Chitteroni. Shanks in for the draw. Now it's back to Cadio Frederet. Takes the shot. Metavier stops that one, and then Ines promptly deposited on his rear end in front of the net by a Timmins player.
There's Metavier once again, reading the play perfectly, getting in front. All these things we've talked about, he's looked so effective. And I won't say the word, but he's looking very good right now.
Might have, see, the thing is, we're used to doing Powassan games. I can't protect you from Sudbury fans.
Oh, the moment I was told I was coming to Sudbury, I assumed that.
Shanks knocked down in the corner. Russell battling for it, as is Liam Wells. Puck comes out to Clark, though. Clark, cross ice, shot on net, turned aside by a body in front. Clark now leaving it for Wells. Over for Cadio Frederet. Now in for Clark. Clark can't get a shot away, though. Gets it back to Cadio Frederet. Far side for Wells. Wells in tight. And now Sudbury gets a chance to knock it down the ice and kill off some time. Boyvan out to play it. Cadio Frederet with the puck. He's down quickly for Beard. Into Sudbury territory. Sharp angled shot. And that's the other thing about Metivier, as we just saw in that shot. He doesn't allow many rebounds with a minute left on the man advantage.
No, he squeezes very tight as soon as the puck hits him. Make sure that there's no chance for anything to escape. Make sure he gets his upper body involved. It's not just hitting pad and bouncing around. He's very, very in control.
Martin from behind his net flips it up. However, it's stuck in the referee's feet, so Timmins was able to keep it in. Knocked around a little bit. It's kept in, though, the Sudbury zone as Lowe goes after it. Now on the near side wall, still battling for it. Back in for Gallagher. Going cross ice to his man, back to Gallagher. Gallagher near side for Romanuk. Romanuk with the shot. It's behind Metivier, and they score! Timmins with some life here on the power play. Cuts into the 3-0 deficit with a goal of their own. It's now 3-1 Sudbury.
As we talk about rebounds there, takes a funny shot off of the arm, bounces high, and just behind his back, and it almost looks like he gets it too as it goes around behind him, but it's just a little bit too late. And Timmins find themselves finally on the board in the dying minutes of the second here.
3:31 left in the second period, 3-1 lead now. And you know, for Timmins, that's got to be really good because at the beginning of the game, they looked like the better team for the first few minutes, and then Sudbury was able to get a couple on their few chances that they had.
What was that, their 5th power play?
Pretty darn close. Now Shanks from behind the net in Timmins territory. Tried to shovel the puck out front. Couldn't get that one, however, to go. As he keeps on battling on the far wall. Now Chitteroni, who took that penalty that led to a goal, back out on the ice. And now we're going to get offside as the puck came out briefly. Knocked back in and then hit Shanks' shin pads. So we're going to get a stoppage here with 2:54 left in this second period.
As you're saying, that goal has got to be a shot in the arm. You started off strong, you were feeling good going into it. Start getting a few opportunities, but you start getting shut down by Metivier. Finally get one that goes through. Things are going your way, you're out shooting them. You're starting to get things swinging back in your favor. You need to take advantage of that while the iron's still hot.
Boyvan out to play the puck behind his net. Gets it up to Beard. Beard hit by Lazarus. Now it's sent back in behind the net. Out the ice, Lowe couldn't get it out as Walker now tries to get it in deep. He does. McCharles from behind the net came out front. Walker with a shot, couldn't get it on net though, as it couldn't get past all the bodies in front. Now Lazarus doesn't keep it in the zone, but keeps it in the neutral zone. However, not for long, as Lowe is able to take a shot. However, Lowe shot it high and over the net. Reinhard with the puck in his own zone. Back for Longhurst. Longhurst down into his own zone again. Along with Secord. Secord with the puck to Longhurst. Longhurst couldn't get it quite out as it was kept back in the territory there by Lazarus. Now back to Longhurst. Longhurst down the ice. Kevion couldn't quite get a handle on it. Now he goes into the corner battling with it. As the puck comes out again. Armitage tried to take a shot. That one turned aside. Now Longhurst down for McClellan. McClellan tried to shovel it on net, just sticked aside by Metivier. Back to Longhurst at the point. Minute left here in the second period. 3-1 Sudbury leads. Over for Lions. Lions with a shot off a leg of Lazarus and out of play. 57.8 seconds left on the clock.
Things have really started swinging more Timmins' way at the beginning of the game and even the beginning of the second frame here. Sudbury was all over Timmins, cutting off their lanes, cutting off their chances. But so far, in the latter half of the second period here, Timmins has been able to get set up a bit more, get their passes moving around, and get more chances.
Ring cross ice. Another chance there by Poole. Turned aside by Medivier. Now it's in for Martin. Flip back out. Kept in by Timmins momentarily. Or rather, a little bit longer than many people expected. Clark does bring it back into the zone. Ines with it, the most recent goal scorer for Sudbury. Gets it back to Gallagher at the point, though. Gallagher throwing it back on Medivier's net. Hard hit by Ines and Wells behind the net. And now Wells gets it back to Poole. Poole going cross ice. And now it's to Clark. Clark near side for Poole. Poole couldn't get a good shot away, and now it's behind the net once again. Ring stuck up against the boards, trying desperately in the dying seconds to get a good shot away to Poole. Poole with a shot, and that one hit the side of the net and went wide. And with 1 second left on the clock, that'll do it here for the first 40 minutes of play. 3-1, Sudbury leads, although Timmins leads 22-15 in the shot clock. Harrison, before we go, once again, your parting thoughts.
Timmins starting to bring things back, starting to look more confident. They're getting into their setups easier, starting to move the puck around and get more on net and more high-quality chances, which we didn't see at the very beginning here. Sudbury still looking overall solid. It's nice to have that lead. It doesn't make you safe, but it makes you feel a little bit more comfortable with your opportunities. And it's going to be whoever wants it more and who gets their setups first.
Well, we saw earlier another team that had a 2-goal lead in the third period give it up and get scored on and eventually lose the game with 2.5 seconds left, but I won't name names here at the NOJHL Showcase. I'm Courtney Kenny, he's Harrison Clements, and we'll be back on the other side of this. And we welcome you back inside the Jerry McCrory Countryside Arena here in Sudbury, Ontario, as we get set for the final period, potentially, of the final game of the first day of the NOJHL Showcase. I'm Courtney Kenny, he's Harrison Clement. Sudbury in their away jerseys. Yes, they are an away team in Sudbury. Their white away jerseys are going left to right this period. Timmins in their home maroons are going right to left as we got a quick shot in on Metivier. It's turned aside. In case you are just joining us, it's 3-1 for the Cubs after 40 minutes of play. Caden MacArthur getting the most recent goal, assisted by Lucas Lowe late in that second period as well for Timmins. Puck up and never hit anything somehow. Still out of play. It went up and through one of the stanchions up on the roof. To give you a quick update or reminder as to everything that's going on, Nolan Newton and Cameron Shanks goal scorers in the first. Chris Ines also for Sudbury. And then Caden MacArthur, like I mentioned, for the Timmins Rock. Another chance there. Romanuk kicked aside by Metivier. Timmins coming out here flying, looking to bring the game to within striking distance here. Far side. Flipped out, didn't get on net though. As now Lazarus tries to flip it out of his zone. It took a funny bounce, and Shanks is able to cut it out of the zone. Romanuk. And it's flipped down into Timmins territory. Boyvan out to play the puck. Cadio Frederick, the captain of Timmins, sends the puck down the ice, hit a body, so no icing. Ring, quick shot on the net. As Metivier was out of the net to play it, but he got back in time to stop it. Now we got high sticking, or it was going to be called if Sudbury had touched the puck. Back to Martin. Ines. Cross ice to Martin. Flips it in off the glass. And now down the ice, McCharles goes. McCharles avoids a big hit there from Longhurst, and Longhurst hit the boards as he missed that hit. And now Sudbury keeps the puck in going cross ice. Neutral zone flips it right back in. And now Metivier out to play the puck. Sends it right back around, but Wells gets to it. And now McCharles has it for Sudbury. McCharles with a head of steam down the ice. Skates the puck in. The front, Boyvan. It kicked off a body and in the net. Marshall McCharles with the fourth goal of the game for Sudbury here, as he threw it out front of the net, and it banked off one of the Rock or Cubs players that was crashing the net, and it is now a 4-1 game.
I wouldn't have known that that was a goal except for the celly. Dead silent, goes in, cuts in tight, manages to jam the puck in there, and this is 4-1 early in the third period. Timmins scoring late in the third frame there, in the second frame there, starting to bring things back. And Sudbury makes no mistake that they want the momentum in their court.
Reinard well offside for Timmins. Then we get a couple of extracurriculars after the whistle. For McCharles, this is seventh goal of the season. So he's off to a fast start as well for the Cubs, as they now find themselves up 4-0. Or 4-1 rather, sorry. Got ahead of myself a little bit.
I believe that was the first shot on goal of the period for the Cubs. And it goes in.
Yeah, the Cubs have been fortunate on a lack of shots to get some goals. First period, Timmins was up 8-6. Second period, Timmins was up 14-9. And in this period so far, it's 1-0 Sudbury on the shot clock. As we get icing called against the Rock.
Ringing true to quality over quantity. And they have had plenty of quality scoring chances. Not to say that Timmins hasn't, but so far, Noah Metivier has looked very, very good in this one.
He has indeed. Puck flipped in deep. Gallagher gets to it. Down the ice now for Beard. Beard flipping it into Timmins territory. Lowe, or into Sudbury territory. Lowe gets it back to Beard. Beard had his pocket picked, but it's kept in by Timmins. Shot from the point. Hit a body in front. And now Lowe battling for it in the near side wall. Lowe tries to power his way through. down the ice. Big hit in the center of the ice to Poole. And now now Timmins and Sudbury getting to get a little bit testy here. McCallum chasing after it, finds it. Now he's walking in. McCallum with the shot. He picked the corner. He just missed it. He had Medivier beat too. Puck flipped up and out, not very far by Sudbury. As now Timmins gets it right back into the zone. Shot from the point by the Rock. And another chance, a couple now by the Rock. Medivier, couple of good chances here as the goaltender spreading out. Now another penalty is going to be coming here, I believe against the Timmins Rock, but Noah Medivier with a series of great saves there for the Cubs. And now he sneaks into the pile and has something to say as well.
Medivier doing his best impression of a break dancer, spinning around, using his legs to get in the way of everything there. An absolutely outstanding effort from him to keep that one out. Defenders piling on the puck as well. And that's something that Sudbury's done very well throughout this entire game, is making sure that every player is involved in keeping the puck out and doing their part.
Medivier looking like he's dancing around to some sick beats by Real Riot over here.
Stop it, please. One day.
Just under 4 minutes left as it looks like the Timmins player is going to be shown the gate for the penalty, and that's Ryan Armitage. And he is indeed sent off. It's 2 minutes, so I'm guessing a 2 and a 10. We'll have to see what the official update is online.
Armitage so far has been a key piece in a lot of zone entries here today, and a piece that Timmins really couldn't afford to lose at this stage of the game.
No, he's been a good on the bottom six here for sure, giving some depth to that Timmins lineup. But now Sudbury finds themselves on the man advantage once again. Shot on goal, kicked aside by Boivin. Timmins turned it around, tried to get out of the zone, but that one stopped there by Smith. Flipping it in, McCharles going after it. McCharles twisting and turning. In deep, takes the shot. That one's turned aside by Boivin. Charles flipping it cross ice. Looking for Ines. Ines, cross ice to Smith. Smith walks in, takes a shot just over the net. And it's up and out as it hit the glass and went down. So Ines carries it down to his own zone. Gets back up quickly for McCharles. McCharles. 2 minutes in the game misconduct is the call here. I'll have to see what the 2 minutes are for, and the misconduct, of course. To be served by Josh Russell, 2 minutes and a game for checking from behind is the call on the ice. So now it's over to Martin. Martin in deep for Walker. Walker walks, takes the shot, would have missed the net, but the glove of Boivin comes out and snags that one.
It's a shame for the Timmins squad, just as you're starting to get rolling at the end of the third period. Immediately get one back that you really wish that you could have back in the form of a Sudbury goal at the beginning of the period. And then you lose a depth piece, get put on the back foot that you're already on when you're fighting the clock.
Chance there, Sudbury scores. Right off the face-off. And Sudbury, that's Hauser, continues the tradition here today of the away team scoring at least 5 goals in every game. It's now 5-1 for the Cubs.
It's 5 goals on 17, make it probably 18 shots. All of them have been really high, not all of them, but the majority being high-quality chances. Hauser finds himself right in the slot, nobody around, and makes no mistake on that one.
Brock Hauser from Dunnville, Ontario, scoring his second of the season. As now it's a 5-1 game here on the power play, no less, as well for the Cubs. Down the ice, LaCroix coming after it. Flipped back out. Cavillon gets to it. Flips it in on net. It just missed. Hits the end wall. Timmins now, they had a mountain to climb before. It's turned into Mount Everest. Sudbury's been playing a great game so far, up 5-1 with just under 14 minutes left in the period. Flip down the ice. A couple of Western Conference teams, or Western Division teams, as that'll be another penalty coming up for Sudbury now. As that was some cross-checking from behind. Clark battling for it, but that'll be Noah Cohan going off for the penalty.
And if the trend is to show, Sudbury's penalty kill has been very effective here. The entire game, shutting down passing lanes, getting in front of shots, and they've been doing that during 5-on-5. We haven't seen any 4-on-4, but down a man as well, stopping any high-quality shots. While there has been 24 total in this game for the Timmins Rock, they've been kept mostly to the outside, and some even out of desperation.
Well, Sudbury immediately gets the puck down the ice. Boyvan out to play it, leaves it behind his net. And down the ice for Wells. Wells now comes in. Flipped it back over for Clark. Clark goes around the end wall to Ring. Timmins' power play has looked dangerous. They just haven't been able to convert much. Russell to Clark. Kept in, however, as it's going to be another delayed penalty. So now the Rock are really looking to get things cooking now on a 5-on-3 power play.
5-on-3, we haven't seen much of that today on this pad. And this will be the first of this game for the Timmins Rock. As I've said, they've looked very good throughout this entire game. They haven't looked especially bad. It's just they're not able to get high-quality chances. They're not able to beat Noah Medeville. Now's your chance to get back in this with still a decent amount of time left on the clock.
Frederick Cadillo, or Cadillo Frederick, rather, off the draw. Far side, Ring takes a shot. And it missed the net. Cadillo Frederick back to Clark. Clark in deep. Flipped out front for Ring. Ring gets it back to Cadillo Frederick. Sharp angle chance by Clark. And that one's flipped out of and down the ice by Smith. We still have a minute on the 5-on-3. Cadillo Frederick in his own zone. Quickly to Wells. Wells gains the zone, leaves it. Cadillo Frederick with the puck once again. Cross ice Ring. Ring stops up, takes the shot, turned aside by Medeville to Clark. Clark near side, looking to find his man, and now he picks it up himself. Left out front, but Cadillo Frederick stops the puck, but they're going to consider that a glove pass as he kept it in, but he did close the glove on it to cover it up. He's better at catching than I am, and I play baseball.
Quick reflexes there. Timmins able to get comfortably into their setup, but so far any chances around the net, Sudbury defenders quickly closing in on them and making anybody with the puck immediately uncomfortable.
Newton in for the draw along with Lowe. And now it's back to MacArthur. MacArthur gaining the zone, but it's determined to be offside. Timmins, even though on 5-on-3, looking all sorts of discombobulated right now. Big words. Not something you can say very often on the front line. We don't use very big words.
Small word do good.
Why say more word when less word do much? Kevin from The Office, everyone's favorite. To Gallagher. Gallagher just barely keeps the puck alive as it was to the blue line. And MacArthur going cross ice, looking for his man. Good stick there by Sudbury, disrupted that. Gallagher back, takes a shot, missed the net. And that'll be the end of the 5-on-3, as now it's still 5-on-4. As McCharles comes out off his bench, picks it up, carries it into Timmins' zone. Timmins flips it around. That's Boyvan, flips it behind his net. And now it's up for Lowe. Lowe has the puck knocked off his stick by McCharles. 10 seconds left on the man advantage for Timmins. And they may have just let a prime opportunity go by. You can no longer smell what the Rock are cooking.
Yeah. ended up being a spoiled dish, unfortunately.
One would say it could be a little bit burnt after that power play chance. Ring. Skating around behind the net. As we're back to 5-on-5 hockey. Timmins still has the puck in Sudbury possession though. Ring. Tried to get a nice pass out front. Hit a body. Once again with possession. Goes cross ice to Cadio Frederick. Takes a shot. Just wide of the net to Ring. Ring. Back to the point now. Gallagher. Gallagher had his pass picked off by Newton. Newton coming in. Alone. Newton with the shot. He scores. Make it 6-1 on Nolan Newton's second of the game.
Nolan Newton sees the opportunity there, and Sudbury have been doing this all game, getting their sticks in the way of passing lanes, and once again it proves fruitful. At the blue line, Newton grabs the puck, manages to skate past the defender, gets out in front by the time he hits the blue line. Simple forehand, backhand, roofs this one high blocker, and they extend their lead 6-1 on their 20th shot of the game.
Nolan Newton hitting double digits with that goal, getting to number 10 on the season. What a great pick-off by Newton. And the speed to go down the ice. And caught that one past Boyvan. 10 minutes left here in the third period. You have to think that's going to be a tall task now. 6-1 for Timmins to come back from. Clark loses it to Smith. Going down the ice was Chitteroni. Chitteroni lost it. And now it's back to Shanks. Shanks is going to walk in with it. Shanks into Timmins territory to Chitteroni, saved by Boyvan. Chitteroni was alone in the slot briefly. And now back down to Sudbury. That's going to go for offside. And when you look at the shot total, 26-21, Sudbury leads the exact same total, 5 goals as a 6-1, as it is 5 shots for that Timmins leads Sudbury.
I don't do numbers good, so I'll believe you.
26-21, that's a 5-number difference.
Okay.
6-1 is a 5-number difference on the scoreboard.
I understand now. I should go back to school. But no, it's been overall just one of those games where everything's going in for Sudbury. And they've been good, high-quality shots. There's been maybe one that snuck in when it shouldn't have past Boivin. But overall, Sudbury's got good, clean breaks. That breakaway is exactly how you draw one up in your mind. Get the puck, skate up, forehand, backhand, roof it. Perfection on that. When it came to the power play goals, create the space, you find yourself wide alone in the slot. You're going to send that one home.
Speaking of space, why don't we talk a little bit about a safe space here, as it is our mid-period break here on this game, as it's 9:29 left in the third period. Harrison, I'll let you take it away.
I'd like to mention once again the NOJHL and Canadian Mental Health Association work together on the Talk Today program to foster mental health awareness and reduce stigma in NOJHL communities. To learn more about local mental health and addiction supports, please visit CMHA Sudbury /Manitoulin at 111 Elm Street, Sudbury, or go to sm.cmha.ca.
Thank you very much, Harrison. Very important stigma to erase, as we've mentioned. 6-1. Sudbury leads Timmins currently. Wells down the ice. Over now for MacArthur. MacArthur skating around in his own zone. Flips across ice. Gets it to Cadio Frederick. To Wells. Wells. Up down the ice now for Cohan. Cohan's shot turned aside from Boyvan. Boyvan nearly gave it away though. Once again, Wells gains the zone. Loses possession as he runs into Medivier. I don't think he realized where he was on the ice, and when he looked up, he was sliding into the goaltender. Once again in the Timmins zone, Sudbury battling for possession. Timmins tries to get it out of the zone. Cadio Frederick flips it out. And Timmins flips it right back into Sudbury territory. Big hit on McCharles behind the net. Lions comes in, and they try to pin the puck down against the end wall. Now to Walker. Walker hits his man. Timmins takes a sharp angled shot, but it's up and into the protective meshing around the net, or around the benches and the glass. So with 7:41 left in a 6-1 lead for Sudbury, we'll take another quick whistle break.
Nothing's looked particularly bad individually from the Timmins Rock here, but it seems like a lot of their chemistry just isn't clicking in the way it needs to, unfortunately.
Puck to Longhurst. Longhurst wound up for a shot. That one was blocked, and now Sudbury once again with possession. Smith down the ice. Stops up. Longhurst picks it up and gets it down for McClellan. A Timmins glove falling from the bench onto the ice. Referee will have to pick that up. As now Timmins once again battling for possession in Sudbury's zone, but now it's Longhurst. Longhurst got it in for McClellan. McClellan took a shot, fanned on it, and now Shanks going the other way. Shanks flips it in. Longhurst picks up the loose puck. And once again, chases after it. The Lions, rather. Shanks gets it in deep. Poole picks it up. Big hit there, avoided by Poole. Now another chance, turned aside by Boyvan. 6.5 minutes left. Here comes a bit of a break now for Timmins. Timmins in alone, takes the shot. Metivier called no goal as the puck crossed the line once the net was knocked off. Metivier was knocked out, or knocked down on the ice, making the first stop. The rebound sat there. A Sudbury player on the defensive side slid into the net, knocking it off, and Timmins picked up the rebound and shot it at the net. We've seen times before, as the referees are going to go talk this over, it looks like. We've seen times before where that's been allowed. Timmins looking to, can't buy a goal here, as much as they're trying. Clark walking around the zone. Stops up, gets it back to Gallagher. Leaves it for Clark once again. Gallagher flips it right back in. Wells looking for options on the near side wall. Tries to push it back. Clark gets it, goes cross ice. Back to Gallagher. Gallagher loses the handle on it. And now going the other way. Cohan in, takes the shot. Saved there by Boyvan. Another breakaway for the Cubs. But this one's turned aside. Down the ice for Ring. Ring walks in, tries to get around his man. Now a pass right back to the point. Low is knocked off the puck by McCharles. Another chance for Chitteroni. Chitteroni's knocked off the puck though. Now McCharles skates it in. It's back for Chitteroni. They score. What a pass by Marshall McCharles to find Chitteroni. He had to reach around the Timmins Rock defender and put it in the back of the, or was able to get it out front to Chitteroni, who was
on the defender, and find Chitteroni sitting in front of the net undefended, and makes no mistake about that one. 7-1.
Hudson Chitteroni, his 9th goal of the season in 9 games. Not bad for the rookie, who signed a contract with, or signed with Sudbury after the training camp. Was a standout with the Sioux Junior Greyhounds last year, and now is a standout here for the Sudbury Cubs. As it's late, 7-1, under 5 minutes to go. Sudbury leading this one. Now to Lowe. Lowe takes the shot, stopped there by Metivier, as he picks up a stick as well.
Where'd that stick come from?
I think it came from a Rock player.
Oh, okay. Thought you were supposed to send the puck towards the net. 4:47 remaining here in the third. Shots 30-24, but goals 7-1 in favor of the Cubs. Draw will be in the defensive zone for the Cubs.
Lions tried to win it. Cubs able to pick it up though. Now LaCroix going the other way. Flipped in, Boyvan plays it. Flips it back out. Now Wells with it. Wells gets it from McClellan. McClellan knocked off the puck. Lions taken to the ice. There will be a delayed penalty there, and that's exactly what happens. So, looks like Timmins is going to the man advantage. Chitteroni was drafted in the 3rd round, 48th overall by the Sudbury Wolves, and they're pretty high on him. However, he played 1 game last year with the Sioux Thunderbirds as an affiliate player. With the Sioux U18 Greyhounds, he had 22 goals in 28 games, 26 assists for 48 points as a 16-year-old in a U18 league.
That is absurd. Those are monster numbers for a 16-year-old, and we're seeing here tonight exactly why he got those.
He'll be a thorn in the side of the North Bay Battalion for years to come, I'm sure, as that rivalry looks to be renewed this season. Although, who won the first game, Harrison?
I think it was the troops.
Should have won on Sunday. Yep. First win of the season for North Bay. Yep. Anyways, Gallagher with the puck. There is a hockey game happening here. He shot it on net. Metivier all over the place, but the puck squirts out. Once again on the power play now is Timmins, as they have the man advantage. It's out, but it's turned aside by MacArthur. MacArthur has it knocked off his stick, and McCharles tries to knock it away from him. Charles ever bit the penalty killer here in this game, doing his part. Now he levels his man at the point. Reinert coming in as the puck is flipped up and over the net and out of play here.
This PK unit from Sudbury is just a force to be reckoned with. They'll beat you along the boards. They'll beat you in the passing lanes. They'll strip you from the puck at the blue line and go on a rush. It feels like there's just no type of play you can do to get around them in their current form.
Cameron Shanks is in the box for hooking for the next minute 10 or less. Cadio Frederick takes the shot. It's blocked, and then the puck sent down to the Timmins zone, and the captain picks it back up. Left for Poole. Poole to Lowe. Lowe skates past Hines. Tries to get around it. These two teams, when they met earlier, Sudbury came away with a 5-2 victory. Looks like they're going to come away with at least a 7-1 victory for this go-around. The defending champs is now we're going to get another penalty against Sudbury here, as Lyons plays with the puck. Gets it back to Poole. Poole to Lyons with the shot. Low. It's saved by Metivier, and we'll get 5-on-3 for 20 seconds. And the thing that's wild is watching this Timmins Rock, there's a lot of returning players to the Rock roster from last year's team that went on to win the NOJHL championship. And they steamrolled over the Powassan Voodoos in 4 straight in the East Division. They were by far and away the best team in the East last year, too. And to watch them kind of get pushed around like they have against Sudbury, in a game in which Powassan played really well against Sudbury a couple of weeks ago, but this is just kind of like eye-opening. It's wild.
It's certainly not the game we expected. I expected this to be the closest game of the day, and it's far and away been the highest score differential.
Well, we'll see if the Rock can cook something up here. Clark cross ice to Cadio Frederick. If they can get something going on this power play. Wells, sharp angle shot, turned aside by Metivier. And the puck sent down the ice for Boyven, and we're now down to 5-on-4 as the first penalty to Shanks is over with. Minute and 30 left on the current power play. Clellan carries the puck in. Gets around Shanks, but he leaves it. Over for Romanuk now in front in the slot. Metivier has it under his pad and says no way. And now we get some more extracurriculars after the whistle.
Feels like it's almost an advantage for the Cubs to be on the power play right now, this late in the game.
2:01, why do you say that? Left in the third.
I'd say that because their penalty kill has looked so effective this entire game. And when you have this big of a lead, you can just fire the puck down the ice. You don't even need to bother about dealing it in your zone.
That's true. Wells had his bucket taken off of his head, so he's gone off. I think he's being shown the gate as well in this one. Wells was definitely a thorn in the side of the Voodoos in last year's playoffs. And there's also a Sudbury player in the box as well. So I'll have to see what the penalties come out to be. 2:01. Somebody who's been here all day, I'm just kind of like, guys, come on. Like, finish this up.
We were this close. And that other Sudbury player in the box will not go up on the board. 4 Cubs will remain on the ice.
It is Walker in the box. Chris Hines is in the box right now, serving the final minute 19. And now the buzzer goes because it looks like the off-ice officials are looking for some kind of explanation, I would imagine. 2:01 left in this third period. 7-1 the lead for Sudbury. Timmins leads 32-24 in the shot category, though. So it kind of makes you wonder what's going on here. I mean, we talk about the high scoring chances for Sudbury, and obviously it's gone in, as it looks like things are about to get going again. Wells coming out of the dressing room now. Once again, we'll see if the Rock can cook something up here on the power play as they slowly slide it on Metivier. And that will be another stoppage here.
1:57 remaining now. It's basically just formalities at this point, if we're being honest. 7-1, near impossible lead. You generally see a goaltender get pulled if you're within reach, but I have a feeling we're just going to see Boivin finish this one off.
I think you are right on that assessment. Still no updates on the penalties. Romanuk carries it in. Gets around his man. Craven. Romanuk. Back to the point. Longhurst. Shot goes cross ice. Romanuk tries to pick it up. Instead, it's back to the point for Secord. McClellan. Back to Secord. His clearing it, or his attempt to keep it in, just barely, as he gets another crack at it. And now Sudbury sends it down. 30 seconds left on the man advantage, with a minute left on the clock. 7-1 Sudbury leads. Cross ice Secord. Bad pass cross ice is now coming in as Martin, or rather Cohan. He's taking it into the boards. He couldn't get a shot away though. So he'll just be happy to eat what's left of this penalty kill. 46 seconds left on the clock. Secord turning around. Down the ice. Couldn't get it out though. Harris kept it in. Takes the shot. Boivin stops it at the top of his crease. 33.8 seconds left on the clock. 7-1 Sudbury leads. It would take a miracle now, I believe, for the Timmins Rock to be able to come back in this game.
I don't think a miracle would be enough, unfortunately. How much time do miracles take to happen?
Well, you know, a couple of minutes anyways.
Okay. Well, I think we're a little bit past that point, unfortunately for them.
Timmins down the ice. Losing the puck, though, to Sudbury. And it's down the other way. Poole picking it up. Poole near side to Gallagher. Gallagher flipping it down the ice. And that's going to go for icing with 15.3 seconds left on the clock. Sudbury will get at least one more offensive zone draw.
And we've seen them put goals in with less time than that, so
that's true.
We'll see if they're just trying to play a numbers game at this point.
Face-off will come on the far side. Cohan will be in for the draw against Reinard. It'll be on the blocker side for Boivin. Timmins wins the draw decisively. Down the ice. Flip back out. Gallagher finds Lowe as it's kicked down into Sudbury zone. And that'll do it here as the final buzzer sounds. Sudbury skates away with a 7-1 win to finish off day one of the 2023 NOJHL Showcase. And I have to say, Blind River and Sudbury doing Powassan a lot of favors here today by beating Eastern Conference foes in the Hearst Lumberjacks and the Timmins Rock.
Absolutely, and quite handily, I'd have to say. The Blind River game started off a little bit closer, but ended up steamrolling in third. And this Timmins game, well, once Sudbury started, they did not stop. 7-1, 7 goals on 25 shots. They just became an unstoppable force. Their penalty kill became a nightmare to deal with, and the Rock were just unable to crack it. The Cubs smelled what the Rock was cooking, but they were stone cold about it.
Nice. I really like the Kurt angle you took on that one. Or could you say it was a good edge to walk along?
Had the Rowdy Roddy pipe up with it.
Yeah, did you see Edge has moved on to AEW now?
Really?
Yeah, kind of wild. But anyways, we're not a wrestling podcast. As we wait for an announcement of the players of the games here.
It's a nice thing in the tournament style.
Yeah.
Get to see each player's best efforts recognized.
We'll have to see who gets it for the Timmins Rock. And then, of course, with Sudbury, there's a few people that are earning it. Oh. Now we're getting a few words between the coaching staff right now. Not sure what's going on here, but all they want to do is just hand out player of the game, and people are getting upset here. The coaching staff of both teams going at it, both for Sudbury and Timmins. Sudbury players saluting, and Timmins deciding that they don't want a player of the game. So that'll pretty much do it here for this one then. It's Timmins coaches continuing to give it along with Sudbury. Lots of fans getting a little bit tired too, as now the teams and the coaches are meeting behind the glass there. Usually this is where we try to end our broadcast, but yeah, can we there's a lot going on here still. You see some maroon colors and some white colors mixing over there, as there finally looks like they're being separated finally. Sudbury coming back out on the ice as they're going to skate across to their dressing room.
Maybe wrestling wasn't too far off.
Maybe not. Talk about Roddy Piper. Well, this game ended pretty rowdy for a 7-1 game. Timmins less than impressed for sure with the outcome of that one. But before we hit the hay here, Harrison, let's get some parting thoughts from you.
Sudbury clearly dominant throughout the remainder of that game. They started hot, they stayed hot. Despite not getting the most shots of the game, they stayed effective. Penalty kill, impossible to deal with. Timmins players individually looked fairly good, but the chemistry just wasn't there today, especially from one of the top teams and with so many returning players from a championship team.
Looking very good for sure. And again, for Timmins, well, we'll have to see what tomorrow brings for the Rock. Again, the defending champs not looking like defending champs here in this game, losing 7-1. And that'll do it here from day one at the NOJHL Showcase. East Harrison, I'm Cordy Kenny. Ben Long, our producer. Mike Brown, it's his birthday tomorrow. As the wonderful cameraman.
Happy birthday.
And as always, if you like what you see here, like, comment, subscribe on our YouTube, all the socials, all the wonderful stuff. I'm running out of words because I'm running out of things to say today. So, as always, keep your eye on the front line.